Welcome to U.S. Briefing. The content of the briefing includes: a big Israeli ground war could be the end for embattled Ukraine. Jack Smith seeks jury protections after Trump's Truth Social outbursts. Wall Street Journal journalist loses appeal to be released from Russian prison. Facebook oversight board to investigate Biden deepfake. In Goth, a history, the Cure co-founder LOL Tolhurst traces the often misunderstood subculture. A big Israeli ground war could be the end for embattled Ukraine. Telegraph. The recent deadly attack on Israel by Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad, PIJ, has led to U.S. President Joe Biden offering aid and support to Israel. This support will be partial, with the Biden administration briefing Congress about a military assistance package to Israel. However, the U.S. is also providing military aid to Ukraine, and the conflicts in both Israel and Ukraine will strain the U.S. defense industrial complex. With Israel planning a ground assault on Gaza, the U.S. may struggle to provide the necessary support to both partners simultaneously. Jack Smith seeks jury protections after Trump's Truth Social outbursts. The Independent. The U.S. Department of Justice has requested protections for jurors and prospective jurors ahead of former President Donald Trump's trial in his election subversion case. The request comes after Trump made false attacks against a judge's chief clerk on his social media account. The special counsel has asked the judge to issue a jury questionnaire that would excuse potential jurors from physically appearing in court, and to put reasonable boundaries around the questionnaire process to prevent the public identification of potential and selected jurors. Trump's attorneys have opposed the motion. The Wall Street Journal journalist loses appeal to be released from Russian prison. The Independent. Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich has lost his appeal to be released from prison in Russia, where he has been detained on espionage charges for over 6 months. The court rejected his appeal for the third time, with the journalist now scheduled to remain in detention until at least November 30. The charges against Gershkovich have been condemned by the Wall Street Journal, the U.S. government, and numerous international media organizations, all of whom have called the accusations false. Facebook oversight board to investigate Biden deepfake. Telegraph. Facebook's oversight board, known as the Supreme Court, will review a post that features an altered clip of U.S. President Joe Biden. The clip, which has been circulating for months, was selectively edited to remove context and make it appear as though Biden inappropriately touched his granddaughter's chest. The board will assess whether Facebook's policies adequately cover altered videos that could mislead people about politicians' actions. The investigation into the deepfake clip is part of a broader review of the company's deepfake policies. The oversight board's decisions are binding on the company. In Goth, a history, the Cure co-founder LOL Tolhurst traces the often misunderstood subculture. The Toronto Star. LOL Tolhurst, co-founder of the goth band The Cure, has released a book titled Goth, a History, which explores the history and philosophy of the goth subculture. Tolhurst explains that goth is not just about fashion, but a way of being and approaching the world. The book explores Gothic literature and music, and Tolhurst shares anecdotes from his own experiences in the goth scene. Tolhurst also discusses the connection between goth and Catholicism, and how goth is an interdisciplinary ideology that spans different art forms and generations. How big is the Israeli military and what is the Iron Dome? The Independent. Israel is using its vast military capabilities to retaliate against Hamas following a deadly attack that left hundreds dead. The Israel Defense Forces, IDF, has mobilized 300,000 reservists and is preparing for a ground invasion of Gaza. The IDF has 173,000 active soldiers and has called up 300,000 reservists, making it the largest mobilization in Israeli history. The military has used 600 planes, 300 rocket launchers, and 300 military tanks to strike the Gaza Strip. Israel also has the Iron Dome, a mobile air defense system that intercepts and destroys short-range rockets. Ring of Fire solar eclipse will slice across Americas on Saturday with millions along path. The Toronto Star. A rare ring of fire eclipse will be visible in parts of the Americas on Saturday. An annular solar eclipse, also known as a ring of fire, occurs when the moon passes between the Earth and the Sun, blocking out all but the Sun's outer rim. Skygazers along a narrow path stretching from Oregon to Brazil will be able to see a bright, blazing border around the moon for as much as 5 minutes. The eclipse will also be visible as a partial eclipse across the rest of the Western Hemisphere. The entire eclipse will last 2.5 to 3 hours at any given spot, with the ring of fire portion lasting from 3 to 5 minutes depending on location. In the U.S. alone, more than 6.5 million people live along the path of annularity, with another 68 million within 200 miles of the path. A live stream of the eclipse will be available for those unable to see it in person. William and Kate launch latest phase of campaign to support UK's mental health. The Independent. The Prince and Princess of Wales have called for concrete action to support the mental health of the next generation. Speaking at a World Mental Health Day event in Birmingham, Kate emphasized the potential pressures of social media, conflicts, pandemics, climate change and the cost of living on young people's mental well-being. She argued that society should do more to help young people develop emotional and social skills for good mental health. Prince William added that progress had been made in tackling the stigma around mental health, but further action was needed. That's all for today's news update from the 6 Degrees world. I'm Dr. Six, your resident observer, bringing you the latest happenings from around the globe. Let's recap the key stories. The conflict between Israel and Hamas has led to the U.S. offering military support to Israel. However, with the U.S. also providing aid to Ukraine, it may be challenging to support both partners simultaneously. The U.S. Department of Justice has requested protections for jurors in former President Trump's election subversion case, following false attacks made by Trump on social media. Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich has lost his appeal to be released from prison in Russia, where he has been detained on espionage charges. Facebook's oversight board, the Supreme Court, will investigate a deepfake clip of U.S. President Biden, which has been circulating on the platform. LOL Tolhurst, co-founder of The Cure, has released a book exploring the history and philosophy of the goth subculture. Israel is mobilizing its military capabilities, including the Iron Dome air defense system, in retaliation against Hamas. A rare ring of fire eclipse will be visible in parts of the Americas on Saturday, with skygazers in the path able to witness a bright, blazing border around the moon for several minutes. Prince William and Kate have launched a campaign to support the mental health of the next generation, calling for concrete action and emphasizing the impact of social media and other pressures on young people. Now, let's dive into some analysis. The situation in the Middle East is complex, and the U.S. faces a challenging balancing act in providing military support to both Israel and Ukraine. It will be interesting to see how the Biden administration manages this delicate situation. In the case of former President Trump, his social media outbursts continue to have real-world consequences, as the Department of Justice seeks to protect jurors in his trial. This highlights the power and influence of social media platforms and the need for responsible use. The ongoing detention of Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich in Russia is deeply concerning. The international condemnation of the espionage charges against him reflects the importance of press freedom and the need to protect journalists worldwide. Facebook's oversight board is taking steps to address the issue of deepfakes on its platform, particularly when it comes to misleading political content. This investigation is part of a broader review of deepfake policies, which is crucial in combating the spread of misinformation. On a lighter note, LOL Tolhurst's book on goth culture offers a unique perspective on the often misunderstood subculture. It's fascinating to learn about the history and philosophy behind goth, and Tolhurst's personal anecdotes add an extra layer of authenticity. In terms of the Israeli military and the Iron Dome, it's clear that Israel is utilizing its vast military capabilities to retaliate against Hamas. The Iron Dome, in particular, has proven to be a crucial defense system in intercepting and destroying rockets. Finally, the upcoming Ring of Fire eclipse is a rare celestial event that will captivate skygazers in parts of the Americas. For those unable to witness it in person, a live stream will be available, allowing people from all over the world to enjoy this natural wonder. And that's a wrap. Now it's your turn, dear viewers. What are your thoughts on these news stories? Do you have any questions or insights to share? I'm all ears, so let's hear what you have to say. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.